Hello everybody, this is Momo from the MomoZone. Hope everybody's having a great day and a beautiful summer. Well, I get a lot of letters. I don't always get a chance to answer them these days, so my next few videos are going to be on answering letters that people have sent me. So let us begin. There's a user here called Take Away Everything, and it's called a question about figuring out what you want to do. So he goes, "Hello, it's a pleasure to meet you. I have watched a couple of your videos and frankly speaking, I was inspired by it. Let's say that you've lost everything, your career, your love, your wealth, and even music. You don't have a job and you have a huge, say, $10,000 debt and your relationships are just horrible. It's obvious that you have to get out of this situation, but you just can't figure out how to do this. What would you do? What would you choose as your career? While trying to figure out what you want to do, would you write something down on a piece of paper or would you let the inspiration lead the way? If you wrote something down in order to figure out what you want, what is it that you've written down and why did you write it down?" I imagine that these questions are hard to answer, but this is my biggest question and I am seeking for it desperately. Oof, dude, the first thing I can tell you is that when everything goes wrong like this, it is a sign. A lot of people are going to look at things like this like, oh my God, it's the end of the world and everything is crumbling. And at the moment it is. A lot of people make the same mistakes over and over and over again. And sometimes when you're down at the bottom of the dump like that, well, the best thing for you to do is just to really try not to panic and reassess what it is that you're going through. What would you do and what would you choose as your career? If you've watched my two videos, then figuring out what you really want is really what it's about. You say you like music. I don't know exactly how musically inclined you are or what it is you're doing, but I can tell you that trying to make a living out of music when you're this down deep and under is really not going to be the way to do it. You need to reinvent yourself. It's always about reinventing yourself. While trying to figure out what you do, would you write something down on a piece of paper or would you let the inspiration lead the way? You know, when there's so many things going on in your head and everything is about to crumble, I got to tell you that I highly doubt that anybody can think clearly. In order for you to really figure out what you want or what you're going to mark down on a piece of paper, that is not written down out of desperation. First of all, has these kind of things happened to you before? If they have, then we must say that there's a pattern going on here. This pattern needs to be broken. It could be the kinds of people you hang out with. Could be the choices you make, always attracted to the same kind of thing that leads you to the same outcome. Then you got to change that. There is no quick fix. There is no happy pill. Everything turns around and comes around, but you got to use that when you come back around, that you don't make the same mistake again. Figuring out what you really want to do is priority. A lot of times there are people out there that we know that can actually turn around and help you out to take you to another level. You know, I was telling that to somebody today, which is pretty interesting. You know, people get really obsessed about how many things they do, the quantity, and they forget about the quality. And I was thinking, all these people schmoozing as many people as they could, always trying to reach and grab and stab. And at the end of the day, anybody that has ever made a change was generally helped by one person. It could have been like somebody, a friend of yours who connected you with that person that helped you, and then you were helped by two people to get to your situation. But it's generally one person that pulls that first string, that gives you that first break, that puts you on that other level that just is above everything else you've ever been at. That's what you got to search. And you got to change your personal magnet. It really does start with us. If you're happy with who you are, then you will attract that and not a mess. Because when you have 1,000 things going on all around you, and you're grabbing and you're stabbing and you're pawing and clawing at stuff, shit is bound to explode in your face. So that's what I recommend, my friend. I recommend that you take this as a serious opportunity, right? To take a look at yourself, what you've done in the past, and what you're going to do in the future that's not going to be the same as what you've done in the past. and then things will change. As to what you want to write down them all the things you wish you can have, my friend. I want health. I want happiness. That stuff comes first. Don't tell me that you want a car and that you want a bunch of money. You need the other stuff, because when you're clear, your personal magnet goes out, reaches, grabs the things that you want to attract, and it just happens. I know it's hard to accept, but believe it or not, it happens, and you can make changes within weeks. And everything takes hard work. So, thanks for writing that letter, dude. I wish you the best.